You know, when we talk about safety with auto tugs and burden carriers, it's easy to picture this long, boring list of rules. But real safety? It's not about just memorizing stuff. It's a system. It's a process where every single check, every action, and yeah, every person plays a critical part. And today, we're going to break that system down. And probably the best way to see why that system is so important is to look at what happens when it completely breaks down. So we're going to start with a little investigation, a real-world look at how one tiny failure can lead to some massive consequences.
So let's just ask the big question right up front. What actually happens when a simple, everyday safety check, well, fails? When someone signs a piece of paper saying everything's good, but it doesn't match reality?
Okay, so it all starts here, with a piece of equipment, in this case a cart, and its official safety sign-off, the 3382 card. As you can see, it's been checked, it's been signed, it's officially declared all good. On paper, this cart is ready to go to work.
But here's the catch. Someone takes a closer look and finds that when you actually move the lever to lock the hook in place, nothing happens. The locking pin doesn't move, it doesn't engage at all. So the single most important part of that connection? Totally useless, even though the card says it's fine.
And here's the bottom line. That means the entire attachment, the very thing keeping a potentially heavy load connected, is basically a ticking time bomb. It could pop off at any second with any load. That's what's at stake with a missed check.
So, how in the world do we prevent a scary situation like that from ever happening? Well, you use a blueprint. And in the world of workplace safety, our blueprint is called the Job Safety Analysis, or JSA. It's the master plan that's designed to get rid of these risks before they ever turn into incidents.
So what exactly is a JSA? Well, think of it like this. It's a way to break any job down into its basic steps. And for each step, you figure out the potential dangers. And then, most importantly, you figure out the absolute safest way to get it done. It's not about crossing your fingers. It's about building safety in from the ground up.
And what's so powerful about the JSA is its simplicity. I mean, it really just boils down to three basic questions. First, what are the steps? Second, what could go wrong at each step? And third, what are the critical things we absolutely must do to stop those bad things from happening? It's a framework you can apply to just about anything.
So how does this actually look in the real world? Well, the very first step of the JSA happens before you even think about turning the key. You got to think of it like a pilot's pre-flight check. It's all the essential prep work that sets you up for a safe trip.
And it all starts with you, the operator. Your personal protective equipment, your PPE, is your first line of defense. We're talking safety glasses, safety shoes, and especially a high-vis jacket. In a busy, noisy place, being seen is everything. Hearing protection and a hard hat, too, where they're needed. This stuff isn't optional. It's your uniform for the job.
Now this right here, this is the exact moment our story from the beginning could have ended totally differently. The pre-op inspection is non-negotiable. You do a walk-around, you're looking for flat tires, any fluid leaks, any damage at all. You check the battery, the connections, the seatbelt, the horn, and if anything, and I mean anything, isn't working right, you don't just shrug it off. You grab a red tag, you slap it on the vehicle, take it out of service, and you tell your supervisor. A proper check would have caught that bad hook, no question.
Okay, so you've done your checks, you've got your gear on, and you are ready to roll. Now we get into the dynamic part, actually operating the vehicle. And this is where your awareness is absolutely crucial, because these things aren't go-karts. We're talking about some seriously powerful machines.
Just how powerful? A tug can be set up to tow loads up to 7,500 pounds. Let that sink in for a second. That's more than 2 average cars put together.
And it's not just towing. A burden carrier can haul up to 3,000 pounds right on its bed. I'll say it again, this is serious industrial equipment, and it demands some serious respect and focus.
And with all that power, of course, comes some major risks. This is pulled straight from the JSA. We're talking loss of load, crushing injuries, equipment damage, pinch points. These aren't just words on a page. They are the very real, documented dangers of this job.
So what's the critical action to prevent all that? It is simple, it's direct, and it brings us right back to that investigation at the start. Keep your hands clear of the hitch, and you physically and visually confirm that connection is secure before you move a single inch. It's the most important thing you can do to prevent a disaster.
Safety isn't just about protecting yourself and the equipment. It's about protecting everyone working around you. These vehicles can be surprisingly quiet. That's why your horn is one of your best friends. Use it at intersections, blind corners, anywhere people are walking. That little beep can make all the difference.
All right, so the task is done, the load's been delivered. But we're not finished yet. The safety process isn't over. How you finish your job is every bit as important as how you start it. It's all about securing the scene and making sure it's a safe handoff for the next person.
There's a right way to do this, and every single step matters. You don't just hop off. You slow down nice and easy. You come to a full and complete stop. You put the switch in neutral. You turn the key to off, and you take it with you. And the big one, you firmly set that parking brake before you get out. It's a deliberate sequence, and it ensures that vehicle isn't going anywhere.
And here it is. This is where it all comes full circle. You do a post-inspection just like you did at the start. If you noticed anything weird during your shift, a funny noise, a brake that felt a little soft, now's the time to do something about it. You red tag it, you take it out of service. See, this last check, it's not really for you. It's for the next person who gets in that seat. You are the first link in their chain of safety.
And that, right there, is really what this is all about. Safety isn't just about your task or your shift. It's a shared responsibility that gets passed from one person to the next. So when you finish up your work for the day, the last question you should always ask yourself is this: have you made the next shift safer?